All right, here we go. Spiritual episode, and I'm not going to ever, I was trying to keep it down to 15 minutes, but I have to allow these to like lead me as or be led by the Spirit. I can't put a time on it. So anyway, but when I feel like I'm done, even if it's like real short or whatever, I'm gonna be done. All right. First of all, I would like to greet everyone in peace and in love, no matter what religion you are, what anything under that. We want to deal completely with the spirit and being spiritual and trying to stay spiritual and do things from the spiritual perspective, as I guess I could even say it, kind of like as I understand it, and maybe as you understand it too, right? Anyway, because we don't, I don't want to be too structured or anything like that. I just want to talk about stuff that I know, and how you can use the stuff that I know to live a better life. Period. That's it. How you can take. And that's the whole thing, by exposing people to metaphysical disciplines, metaphysical knowledge, all of that. So by exposing people to these things, it can improve, number one, improve the quality of your life, and number two, it can, help you. It's like self-help. So it's really self-help, and it's not like judgmental. It's not, laws and commandments or nothing like that. That's not what it's about. It's about you taking control of your own spirit, and which is part of your being, your soul, your spirit, your body. Everything is intertwined and interconnected. So even as you are connected, so that's why we say it's a three-part thing. You're fully human, you're fully spirit, and you fully exist. Okay, because those two things, when they meet up, they create an existence. And to some of us, when we try to talk about this stuff, we talk about how even in death, because we know the energy can't be destroyed. So even when you it can only be transformed. So at some point you're going to transform energy, spirit wise. But it's a transformation. It's not a finite thing. At least we don't think so. And even a lot of the religions don't think so either. So it doesn't think. And trust me, we do not. And I'm not trying to teach this stuff so that this becomes a religion. That is not it. What I want to do is I want to teach you things so that you can become enlightened, that you can follow your purpose and your reason for being here and everything. It's like, I went little kid on you for a second there. I gotta watch out. That's one of them elder moments or whatever. But anyway, so what I was trying to get around to was saying that, and I talked about this before, and I did realize that I had talked about it before, but this is something obviously that has been on my mind and in my spirit and everything else, and that was to explain, like, in more detail, the 42 negative confessions of Ma'at. And so I wanted to begin with that because of the fact that we all know, and I may have touched on this just a little bit, but we all know that words are powerful. Like saying, like, how we used to say in the church, saying is sowing. So whatever you sow, you're sowing seeds. So when you say things, you're sowing seeds. And since we know this to be true, even manifestation, no matter what you do, no matter whatever, we understand it. And it works both ways, positively and negatively. That's why we used to always tell people don't say bad things about people in your family or bad things about your children or anything like that, because what is that doing? It's literally cursing them, and not in the form of profanity. And then that's another thing, is the difference between cursing and profanity. Neither is good, but cursing is even worse, because if you tell your kid every day, oh, you're not smart, you're not smart, you're not smart, then eventually what's going to happen, that child is going to start to believe that they're not smart. So we have to look at everything from that standpoint, but we know that saying is sowing. So whatever you're saying and whatever you're doing and whatever you're writing down and whatever, all of that stuff is all part and parcel to what's going to happen in your psyche and in your mind, and then what happens in your life, period. And so that's another reason why we talk about wisdom and knowledge and the elders and the ancestors and everybody. See, because everybody wants to push all of that aside and act like that it didn't happen or that it didn't exist. But what is, common sense should tell you that you need that knowledge, because no matter what, and this is what I told my middle son this the other day. I said, look, it doesn't matter, because, we're having a discussion about computers and artificial intelligence and that kind of stuff. And it was just like, look, but the bottom line is people are still going to be people. Human beings are still going to be human. It's just like I was talking one time, we were talking about music, which I love music. And I was just and so we were comparing, because all of us, like, who are into music in the family, who are in the music business or whatever in the family, we all like compare like different eras and all that kind of stuff, as far as, just part of us having fun with each other and stuff like that, and enjoying each other's company. But music always comes up. And so always, we always talk about how, like, certain things transcend the time and space and everything else. Like so I always tell them, like, a good song will last forever, as opposed to something that's just, just catchy, or not even really catchy, but something that's just not really talented or whatever. It won't last. But a great song will last forever, because it's going to invoke emotion in the people that hear it, and that collective of people that have been touched by that particular song. And so, and the other thing is, as more people hear it, and if it is a good song, it will pick up momentum, and more people over time will listen to it. So, with those analogies being said, the thing about all of this stuff that's going on really is that, we have to respect everybody's religion, respect it. I'm not saying you have to follow it. I'm not saying you have to agree with it. I'm not saying any of that. But I'm saying respect all altars. And that is one of the negative confessions of my I have respected all altars. So I didn't go any place. Like, so when we do all of this stuff, especially when we do this stuff, and even like, they'll call us hoteppers or woke people or whatever. But it's not about. This is why I'm teaching this right now, because it's not about that. Your wokeness or your enlightenment is about you. It ain't got nothing to do with the people outside of you. And if you make you a better you, then that will make the world a better place for all the people that are outside of you. So spirituality is more so about that individualistic pathway that you're set on, that you're trying to follow, or not even really follow, but just that path that you're on. And every experience, every person you meet, that's why there's no coincidences. Every person, every experience that you have, every person that you meet is part of that pathway, whether it be positive or negative. And speaking of negative, and I can segue this into that because, or this into that, if you look at the word, right, and negative, and what does it mean? It means to negate, to disavow. And so even in its negativity, it becomes positive because it becomes affirmation. I have not disrespected any altar. I have not. Fill in the blank. I have not, and that because it's saying, look, this is not something that exists in my sphere. This is not, that's not me. And furthermore, when you break it down in affirmation terminology, right? Saying is sowing. It's saying, look, I didn't do that, and I don't do that. I do not. I have not. I will not. I cannot. I should not. So if you say something negative, because there's nothing wrong with saying, because remember, in the saying is sowing, manifestation comes in the positive and manifestation comes in the negative. The root of a plant is in the dirt. No light, no nothing. Well, it has nutrients and all that from the soil of the earth, but when it starts, it's in darkness. And there has to be those, both of those things have to exist. Both of those elements have to exist in order for there to be any type of balance. There has to be darkness, because without any darkness, you wouldn't even know the light when it shows up. So respect all altars, no matter, because look, you got to realize there are 9 billion people on Earth. That means, that means there are literally 9 billion beliefs in religion or whatever they believe in. We don't all have a religion, but we all have a spirit. We don't all have a religion. We don't all believe in religion. We don't all da. We don't all, this, that, the other thing. But we all got a spirit, and we all got a soul. So that's why, so whatever they believe in, because you got to understand, most religion, all it is to do is to drive people into a sense of morality, or to have some type of morality, or have some type of code or way, culture, or whatever that they live by. Period. Anyway, I'm going to end it right there because I feel like I'm done. Like I said what I need to say. God bless all of y'all. I love y'all. And hopefully you understand. Love you.